I didn't lose my job that day. I lost my faith that hard work matters, that doing everything right protects you. But she never saw what was coming. My name is Maya. I'm 29 years old. And for 3 years, I was the executive assistant to Robert Harrington, CEO of Harrington Luxury Imports. High-end watches, jewelry, collectibles. The kind of business where a single item costs more than most people make in a year. I was good at my job. Really good. Organized his calendar down to the minute. Anticipated needs before he voiced them. Handled difficult clients with grace. Never missed a deadline. Never made a mistake. But none of that mattered to his daughter. Her name was Sloane. 24 years old. Never worked a real day in her life. Daddy's little princess. She had a phrase she used. Anytime she saw me. Anytime I was in a room she wanted. Anytime I existed in her space. You're just the help. Not said cruelly. Not yelled. Just stated. Like a fact. Like reminding me of my place. You're just the help, Maya. Don't forget that. I never forgot. How could I? She reminded me constantly. When I started working for Robert, Sloane was still in college, finishing a degree in fashion merchandising. Or maybe it was marketing. She changed majors 3 times. Never finished. She'd come to the office occasionally, ask her father for money, interrupt meetings, take expensive inventory as samples. Robert never said no, never set boundaries, just smiled and indulged. She's creative, he'd say. Needs freedom to explore. I said nothing. It wasn't my place. After she dropped out, she moved back home, started coming to the office daily, had her own desk. Her own office, actually, right next to her father's. She didn't work, just existed there. Online shopping, posting on social media, making lunch plans. But she had a title, creative consultant, and a salary, $80,000 a year, for doing nothing. I made 55. 6 months after Sloane started working there. Things changed. Small things at first. Files I'd organized would be out of place. Appointments I confirmed would be mysteriously canceled. Emails I'd sent would go missing. Robert would ask about these things. Gently. Never accusatory. Maya, did you send that contract to the Geneva office? Yes, sir. Yesterday at 3 p.m. They say they never received it. I'd check. It would be gone. Deleted from sent items. Like I'd never sent it. I don't understand. It's fine, he'd say. Just resend it. But make sure to double check next time. Next time. Like it was my fault. My access to certain systems started getting restricted. For security purposes, HR said, Mr. Harrington wants to limit who can access financial records. I'd been accessing those records for 2 years. It was part of my job. Now I had to request access. Through Sloane. You're just the help, Maya. You don't need to see everything. I tried going to Robert directly. Sir, I'm having trouble accessing the accounts payable system. Oh, Sloane's handling that now. But I need it for the quarterly reports. She'll help you. Just ask her. I asked her. She made me wait 3 days. I thought about quitting, finding another job, starting over somewhere else. But I needed the reference. Needed Robert's recommendation. 3 years as executive assistant to a CEO looked good. Leaving without that reference looked bad. So I stayed and endured. In June, Robert hosted an event, a private auction, for high net worth clients. Rare watches, vintage pieces, estate jewelry. The event was held at the Harrington showroom, downtown. Marble floors, crystal chandeliers, art on every wall. I'd been planning it for months, coordinating with auction houses, arranging catering, managing the guest list. 80 people, combined net worth in the billions. The night of the event, I arrived early, made sure everything was perfect, checked the displays, verified the catering, tested the sound system. Sloane showed up an hour before guests, wearing a dress that cost more than my car, diamonds at her neck and wrists. She looked at me. Why are you dressed like that? I was wearing a black suit. Professional. Appropriate. What I always wore to events. This is what I... You look like staff. I am staff. Exactly. You're just the help, Maya. Go change into the server uniform. I'm not a server. Tonight you are. My father needs me managing. I'll manage. You'll serve drinks. She walked away, left me standing there, humiliated. I found the catering manager, asked for a uniform, black pants, white shirt, black vest. I served champagne to people I'd spent months coordinating with, clients who knew me, who'd worked with me. They didn't recognize me, or pretended not to. Sloane stood at the front, next to her father, smiling, playing hostess, taking credit for work I'd done. I was invisible, just the help. There was one person who noticed. Her name was Dr. Patricia Chun, a collector, specialized in vintage Patek Philippe watches. She'd been working with our firm for years, always dealt directly with me. She saw me serving drinks, frowned, approached me during a quiet moment. Maya, Dr. Chun, good evening. What are you doing? Serving tonight. But you organized this entire event. I'm just helping where I'm needed. She looked at me, really looked, like she was seeing something wrong, something off. Are you all right? I'm fine. You don't seem fine. I didn't know what to say, so I said nothing. She watched me for the rest of the night. I could feel it, her eyes following me, questioning. At the end of the evening, she pulled me aside. Maya, how long have you worked here? 3 years. And how long has Sloane been involved? 6 months. She nodded slowly. I see. She didn't say anything else, but something in her expression changed, like she'd figured something out. That detail would matter later. 2 weeks after the auction, I arrived at work early, like always. 6:30 a.m. Before anyone else. I went to Robert's office to leave his daily briefing on his desk. Saw the door was already open. Light on. Strange. He never came in before 8. I walked in. The office was empty. But something felt wrong. His desk drawer was open. The locked one, where he kept valuable pieces. Personal collection items. Things not for sale. I walked closer. Looked inside. The drawer was empty. His watch, a vintage Rolex Daytona, with custom diamond hour markers, worth over $200,000, was gone. I backed away, didn't touch anything. Went to my desk, called Robert. Sir, I'm sorry to bother you early. What's wrong? Your office drawer is open. The locked one. Silence. Your watch is missing. He arrived within 20 minutes. Security with him. They reviewed the access logs. Only 3 people had keys to his office. Robert, Sloane, and me. Robert looked at me. Maya, did you open my drawer? No, sir. It requires a key. I know. So who opened it? I didn't answer, because I knew what this looked like. Sloane arrived an hour later. Perfectly timed. Perfectly concerned. Daddy, what's wrong? My watch is missing. Oh my God. From the locked drawer. That's terrible. Who could have? She looked at me. Everyone looked at me. Maya has a key, Sloane said quietly. So do you, I said. Yes. But I wouldn't steal from my own father. Neither would I. You're just the help, Maya. You've always been envious. Of what we have. Of this life. That's not true. Isn't it? Security escorted me to HR. Searched my bag, my desk, my car. They didn't find anything. Of course not, because I didn't take it. But the damage was done. HR put me on administrative leave, pending investigation. I went home, numb, terrified. If they accused me formally, I could be arrested, charged with felony theft. My career destroyed, my life ruined, over something I didn't do. Have you ever been accused of something you didn't do, with no way to prove your innocence? I didn't hear anything for 3 days. Stayed home, couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, just waited. On the fourth day, Robert called. Maya, I need you to come to the office. Am I being arrested? No. Just come in. I drove there shaking, parked in the visitor lot, took the elevator to the executive floor. Robert's office door was closed. Voices inside. His assistant, my temporary replacement, gestured for me to wait. 10 minutes later, the door opened. Dr. Patricia Chin walked out. She saw me, nodded, walked away. Maya, come in. I entered. Robert was behind his desk. 2 other people were there. A man in a suit I didn't recognize, and a police officer. My stomach dropped. Maya, this is Detective Morrison. The officer nodded. And this is Richard Voss, my attorney. I couldn't speak. Sit down, Robert said. Not unkindly. I sat. Maya, I owe you an apology. I blinked. What? My watch was stolen. But not by you. Relief flooded through me. Then confusion. How do you know? Robert looked at his attorney. The man opened a laptop, turned it toward me. Mr. Harrington has security cameras in his office. Visible ones, yes. And hidden ones. The screen showed Robert's office, from an angle I'd never seen. High corner, near the bookshelf. Timestamp, 6:05 a.m. 2 weeks ago. The office was dark. Then the door opened. Light from the hallway spilled in. A figure entered, closed the door, turned on a small flashlight, went directly to the desk, pulled out a key, opened the locked drawer. The camera angle was perfect. Clear view of the person's face. Sloane. She took the watch, slipped it into her purse, locked the drawer, left. 6:17 a.m. 13 minutes before I arrived. I stared at the screen. She framed me. Yes. Why? Robert was quiet. Then, Dr. Chin came to me 3 days ago. Said she had concerns. About how you were being treated. About how Sloane was treating you. She suggested I review all security footage. Not just the visible cameras. I didn't know about the hidden cameras. Almost no one does. Installed them 5 years ago. After a corporate espionage incident. Only my security company knows. He looked tired. Sad. I reviewed 6 months of footage. Saw everything. He pulled up another video. Sloane at my computer. Deleting emails. Moving files. Changing system permissions. Another video. Her going through my desk. Taking documents. Another. Her in the server room. Accessing logs. Erasing evidence. She's been sabotaging you for months. Why? Robert closed the laptop. Because I told her she needed to earn her position. That I was considering promoting you. To a management role. Above her. She didn't like that. So she tried to destroy you. The detective spoke for the first time. Mr. Harrington has pressed charges. Theft. Fraud. Filing a false police report. Ms. Harrington has been arrested. Where is she now? Released on bail. Her mother posted it. Robert looked at me. Maya, I'm sorry. For not seeing it sooner. For not protecting you. For letting her treat you that way. You're just the help. That phrase echoed in my head. I'm not. I said quietly. What? I'm not just the help. I never was. Robert nodded. I know. Sloane's trial was quiet. Plea deal. No jail time. Probation. Community service. Restitution. The watch was never recovered. She'd already sold it. To a private buyer. For cash. Her parents paid back the value. $200,000. Robert asked me to come back. Offered a promotion. Executive Operations Manager. $20,000 raise. Real authority. I accepted. But it's not the same. Can't be. I walk past Sloane's old office every day. Now it's a conference room. She's banned from the property. Part of her probation. Some of the staff still look at me strangely. Like they're not sure what to believe. Like maybe I did do something. Trust, once broken, doesn't fully heal. Dr. Chin became a friend. We have coffee sometimes. She was the only one who saw. Who cared enough to say something. Why did you notice? I asked her once. Because I've been invisible too. In a different way. But I know what it looks like. When someone's being erased. I think about that phrase. You're just the help. For 3 years I believed it. Internalized it. Let it define me. But I wasn't just anything. I was skilled. Competent. Valuable. Sloane tried to make me invisible. To erase my contributions. To steal my future. She almost succeeded. But the cameras saw. The truth surfaced. And justice, slow and imperfect, came. I'm not grateful for what happened. Wouldn't wish it on anyone. But I learned something. That doing everything right doesn't guarantee protection. That working hard doesn't shield you from malice. That some people will try to destroy you. For no reason other than their own insecurity. And I learned that you can't fight those battles alone. That sometimes someone has to see. To witness. To care enough to act. Dr. Chen was that person for me. I try to be that person now. For the new assistants. The interns. The people treated like they're just the help. Because they're not. They never are. If you've ever been made to feel invisible at work, type "seen" in the comments. You matter. Your work matters. Sloane stole a watch. But she tried to steal more than that. My reputation. My career. My sense of worth. She failed. Not because I fought back. But because someone saw the truth. And refused to look away. That's what saved me. Not cameras. Not evidence. But a person who cared enough to ask questions. I don't know where Sloane is now. Don't care. She's not my problem anymore. I'm rebuilding. Slowly. Carefully. Still looking over my shoulder sometimes. Still questioning whether people see me. Or just my position. But I'm here. Still working. Still proving them wrong. Not just the help. Never just the help. A person. With skills. With value. With a right to be here. And no one. Not Sloane. Not anyone can take that away.